Hey everybody, it's been a long time since we made some videos, and there's a lot going on in the world that hasn't lent itself to doing a lot of gardening work, but it is really the middle of March, almost the end of March really, and the weather's been really good. We've had lots of rain, and it's time to get the garden in order. And there's always a lot of work in the beginning when you have to clean up the old winter mess and pull the weeds and everything. So let's give you a little shot about what we've been doing here. So on the shade side of the house, now that March is coming to an end, you can see that the sun is more on this side. This side is a seasonal side because in the winter months it just gets full shade from the house and the sun position. But as April starts, this gets a lot more sun. So you can see that the onions here have not been so good looking, but they will start to perk up with the rain and the sun. I did plant some potatoes here on this little patch here, and you can see that the potatoes are nice and green and strong. Really good here. So that's a great thing. In part of the ongoing gardening project, you can see that I've laid down these grids. This is something real cool, and I think I've showed you some of the videos, but I've expanded out these plastic grids. I guess they're kind of like, Legos, in that they snap together to make a path. And as you can see here, I don't have the stones here yet, but as you walk down the path, you can see where I ended with the stones. And you can see where I got pea gravel, and it goes all the way there. So the golden the yellow brick road here is almost done. I just have to get to the store and buy some more pebbles and fill in the little blocks. Now in terms of the gardening here, I have my blueberry plants and my gooseberry plants in containers like I had last year. I'm hoping to have more success. They look a little small on the frail side. They're still alive because they have green leaves, but sure would like to see them grow a little bit stronger. They need an acidic soil, so that and fertilizer. Now, I don't know where you live, but where I live, herbs last all winter. So this is the parsley, and I haven't cut it back yet, but look at how big that parsley bush is. I mean, it hasn't gone to seed yet, but it's starting to now that it's getting warm. You can see these ends are going to go to seed. But look at how big it got. And it was not afraid of the cold, the winter. Goes right on through. Next to that, in my herb garden, I have oregano, sage, thyme, Greek oregano. We have dill, which is kind of getting hidden by the parsley. I got to cut that back so the dill can grow. I just planted that. And rosemary. You can see that herbs grow really well here in Texas all year round for a lot of the herbs. So that's nice to see. We never run out. Now, in this part here, I have cucumbers and onions and basil that I planted. So right before all the lockdown where you can't go out, I went and got some cucumber plants, and of course I've got my metal trellis now. So it's just a matter of training these guys to catch and go up the trellis and watch out for bugs. My containers, I've gone ahead to drop some things here, and they're growing very well. Tomatoes, and it's probably time to string them up a little bit. I got to reposition them. Eggplant and peppers, right, in my yellow containers. They've done really good. So I'm going to do some more containers again in addition to in ground. There's a lot of weed cleanup here, so you can see that I've got my garbage bag and I'm trying to weed out the flower bed. It's going to be time to plant some flowers. And then of course, by moving stuff around, I got all these extra stones, so I'm just making a little path to the back fence here that takes us into the park. I don't know if I've ever showed you this, but the house here has a nice park in the back, and they play soccer on the weekends and weekdays, and so it's kind of nice. But anyways, I got these. I just laid them out just to give us another walkway here. Not that these plastic things are expensive, but if you got a long path, they can add up. So I'm just supplementing a nice path with, just some of the stones that I've got. Now, we live under an oak tree and it drops acorns all day long. And so now I have to pull out all the seed acorn tree starts. So this is this shade side of the house here. And you can see there's lots of work to be done. So I will pause it here and show you the rest of the garden in a minute.